We're doing Portrait Making 101, and we're going to end up making a portrait by the end of today's class. What you're going to need today is you're going to need to have a ruler, you're going to need to have a pencil, and you're going to need to have an eraser with you. Okay, please follow these steps exactly, as that's going to help you do your best first portrait. So the first thing you need is you need to have an 8.5 inch by 11 inch piece of paper, which is just a normal piece of paper. 8.5 by 11 inch is a piece of paper from the printer. So we're going to cut this in half, vertically and horizontally. So if I'm going to cut it in half horizontally, my 11 inches, I go to 5.5 inches, go to 5.5 inches, and then I make a line across there. And then I'm going to go, to split it this way, I'm going to go 4.25. So I go 4.25. And 4.25. And I cut it vertically. They don't have to be dark lines, because we are going to be erasing those two lines. So you've cut it. This is 4.25. And this is 5.5. So that's how you're going to split it in half. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the eyes. And how we're going to do that with our ruler is we're going to line up 2.5 inches. So there's 2.5 inches right here in the middle. And we're going to mark every inch. There's 2, 1, and 0. There's 3, 4, and 5. So mark 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. So mark each of those spots. And the eyes are going to be in the second and fourth section. So here's the first section, and here's the second, third, fourth. So the eyes look like almonds. They don't look like saucers. They look like almonds. And if you look closely at your eyes, you have a little tear duct that you could see in your eyes. So make almonds. Now, keep in mind the eyes are almond shaped. The eyes are almond shaped. They're not round shapes. They're not round. You're going to have your eye, and then you're going to have your iris, and then you're going to have your pupil. And your pupil is what's considered the dark window into your soul. And then your iris has some kind of texture. If you look at it, it's got some kind of texture. So go ahead and kind of put some kind of texture in your iris. And then to finish off your eyes, you're going to add your eyebrows, but don't go crazy. I'm sorry, not your eyebrows, your eyelids. But don't go crazy with your eyelids. Okay? So add a couple eyelids. Add a few, not too long. I know we like long eyelashes, but not too long. And then the way that you get your eyebrow is you measure the depth of your eye, which here is just over a half, so it's about 5/8. So I'd measure up just over half, about 5/8, and that's where I would put my eyebrow. Okay, so eyebrows, they're almonds. They're almonds, not circles. Irises, on the other hand, those are circles. Okay. So go ahead and stop the video if you need to. Add in your, this guy's looking kind of psycho. Add in your eyebrows. Oh, my pencil's not super sharp. Add in the texture, the iris. And So along the way, we're going to be adding some value to our the eyelashes. Would definitely help if I had a sharper pencil. And I'm going to measure the depth. So this one's a little bit less than a 1/2 inch. So there goes my eyelashes. Sorry, eyebrows. Okay. So now, if you don't think I'm not going to pull out a ruler and measure your portraits, you are terribly mistaken. So please make sure you're using these measurements, okay? So you're going to have your eyes. So we start with our eyes. And now we're going to move to picking the shape of our face. So if you look here, you'll see that faces have, there's these 2, 4, 6 different shapes of faces. So pick out the face that most resembles yours, and then you're going to draw that shape of a face onto yours. So pick out yours. This is on the module. You'll see it on the module. You can pause it right here and see those faces. Pick out your shape and then draw it. Now, the dimensions of the face, they're going to be 3.5 inches up and 3.5 inches down from the center point. So here's your center point. I mark 3.5 inches. I go up. There's the top of my face. And then 3.5, 7 inches is 3.5 inches down. So that's the top and the bottom of my face. And then I'm just going to draw kind of the shape out to the end where I measured when I did my little measurement. That's the outside of my face when I did my inches at the very beginning. That's the outside. And then I'm going to go up to here. Man, I wish I could draw it perfectly symmetrical. Symmetry is not easy. Fortunately, my head is a very awkward shape, so I don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. But that's not too bad. Okay, so I have the general shape of my face, and now we're going to add the nose. The nose is halfway between your eyes and your chin. So eyes, chin, that's 3.5. So I go up 1 inch, go up 1 inch, go up a 1/2 inch, go up a 1/2 inch. So at 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 is a halfway point. So that's the bottom of the nose. And then the nose is straight down. The outside of the nose is straight down from the inside of our eyeballs. Straight down. These clear rulers help because then I can kind of see my lines. Then you're going to make this kind of wave. So this part of the nostril is a little bit rounded, and then you have this wave. And then you have kind of a line, but make it a little bit lighter. Make it a little bit lighter, and then you can kind of smudge it away. Now, I'm never been a big fan of smudging, but I'm following Mrs. Dillon's lead on this one and saw that the smudges actually really kind of make these soft lines, so there's not these hard lines. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Okay, moving on. So now we're going to head to the mouth. The bottom of the lip, the bottom of the bottom lip is halfway between the nose and the chin. So here's our nose, here's our chin. It's about 1 3/4, 1 1/2, so 3/4 plus 1/8. So about 7/8. At 7/8, that's going to be the bottom of, 7/8. Yeah, 1 1/2, 1 3/4. So 7/8. It's about the bottom of our bottom lip. And then straight down from pupils, from the pupils is the corner of our mouth. So we have the corner of our mouth, and the bottom is a bowl. The bottom lip is a bowl, and the top lip is like two mountains. So there goes a mountain, and there goes a mountain. So we got mountain, mountain, bowl, and you have your lips. And you know, if you looked at lips, you see that there's definitely texture within the lips. So you're gonna go in, you're gonna give your lips some texture. Give them some texture, which adds some value, which definitely makes it look a lot better. Texture and value always add to a piece. Okay, so you can keep going. Spend more time adding some value, adding some texture. You don't want the lines to be too in your face for the lips. All right, now the ears line up with the middle of the eyes and the nose. So the ears line up here, and I got a ruler, shoot. Here. The ears just kind of look like burp, just like that. There's our ears. All right. There's our ears. All right. Our neck is as wide as our eyes. So I bring our eyes straight down. That's where my neck starts. So your neck is as wide as your eyes. Neck and then shoulders. So your neck is about as wide as the outside of your eyes. Okay? And your hairline starts halfway between your eyes and the top of your head. So halfway between your eyes and the top of your head. That's 3, so that'd be about 1.5. That's where your hair starts. Now, the best way to do the hair, if you're doing, say, your hair, is make the strokes of your pencil as long as your hair actually is. If you make the strokes of the pencil as long as your hair actually is, then it'll look a lot better. It'll look a lot better. And it looks a little silly when you first start, but you just keep going, adding hair that looks about as long as your hair is. Got these sideburns that are a little bit shorter than the hair on the top of my head. It kind of flares out, but it kind of sits down. So you just keep going, keep adding, and we'll definitely start to take shape. So you're going to make your hair as long as yours. Now, once you get that done, now you can go back there and you can start adding some value, smudging that mess in there. Adding some value to your portrait, smudging in there, and then you're going to erase these guidelines. Unless you want to leave them in so that you kind of look like an angel, like there's light piercing your head. There you go. Portrait 101. Thank you to Mrs. Dillon for all these ideas. I watched her video first before I did this. So, copyright, Tara Dillon. All right, cool. There's Portrait 101. Have fun with it. Please follow all the steps and enjoy.